Hi, I'm Elaine with Totality Healing Center coming back to you again with a video um, pertaining to the right hand and left hand. Um, the first video that I did, I explained a little bit about using your right hand. If your predominant hand is your right hand, you would use your right hand, of course, to ask the question, and you would answer that question with your left hand. And what I want to talk about today, this is a technique that I've used for God 20 years with amazing results. So today what I want to talk about is how to understand that when you're doing your right hand and left hand, you're going to get to the origin of cause of a lot of your problems. Um, Even dealing with your chakras, they will also reveal what are stuck, possibly stuck in your chakras that you're not able to release and move on. But today what I want to talk about is how do you talk? When we become aware of all of our actions, whether they're what we smell, what we hear, what we see, what we think, when we are taste, when we become aware of everything around us, then we have a upper hand or a better hand to know what we need to do in any given situation. However, most of the time we go around clueless of what's going on. We don't pay attention to what we're saying. So today, what I want to bring to the table is talk. Pay attention to how you talk to people. If someone walks up and it's a friend, listen to what your conversation with on your side. You know, are you trying to overpower them in the conversation? Are you constantly listening and not saying anything in the conversation? Are you speaking up too much or are you not speaking up? And because what you're going to uncover is different emotions that are hidden behind whether you talk or you don't talk. What you say, how you say it. If the boss calls you in the office and it's out of the blue, I mean, it's just a total surprise where your heart starts pounding of, oh God, what have I done wrong? What have I, or whoa, I may be getting a promotion here. Once you get in that office, pay attention to you. You know, it's kind of like get outside of yourself. It's kind of like hover above yourself and be objective and watch your reaction and behavior to what they are saying to you. Then pay closer attention to how you respond. Do you say, well, yeah, or I don't know, or are you constantly just going all over the place? Because are you out of fear doing that? Because sometimes when I call them chatty Cathy's, when we become a chatty Cathy, it is because we're afraid that we don't know something that we might need to know, or they're going to say something that I really don't want to hear. And 99.99% of the time, this is going to deal with that unconsciousness that your right hand and left hand is going to uncover for you. You may have learned years ago growing up that if you talk a lot, people will ignore you and walk on. You know, it's sometimes a behavior technique in order to push people away. Because if people go away, that I don't have to deal with them, I don't have to answer, and I'm fine. So there's multiple reasons to pay attention to what you say, how you say it, the tone. Is your heart beating? Is your stomach in your solar plex? Is there a little heartbeat in the solar plex? That gives off another signal of what's going on. Your chakras will respond. I do want to add this. Your chakras will respond to what's going on the unconsciousness. All right, you're again in your conscious level. There's already awareness because you already know. It's the unconscious that we want to really pull out and uncover with the right hand and left hand. So, with paying attention for the next week or so, with your talk, your conversations with people, whether you speak up or you don't speak up, if someone says something to you that you're kind of going, you're incorrect on that, but yet you don't say anything. I'm talking about words you speak, not words you have in your head going on in the conversation of, well, you stink. I really don't like you anyway. So, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you actually say. Are you able to, with love and light, confront that person to say what you're really needing to say? Do you know what you really need to say? You know, I've worked with some people that have thought that we set boundaries. I've got my boundaries set up. Well, I usually look at them and start chuckling because it's good that they set their boundaries up. But boundaries will still keep you a victim. You're still a victim if you're having to set boundaries. And usually what I will look at the client and say is that, well, you're going to find out there's no boundaries. And there's not. There's no boundaries. And however, you're going to have to uncover that to find out that answer. So, in confronting a situation, you want to be sure you're confronting a situation that needs to be confronted. If you've not taken a look at you and found out what really is going on with you, then you're doing a confrontation in what I call in an abusive way. You're attacking a person when actually the poop is your poop, not theirs. However, you don't know the difference. And so with the right hand and left hand, you will start to uncover that if you're honest, and of course if you work with somebody. So this week, what I'd like for you to do is pay attention to your thoughts, not thoughts, your talk, and your thoughts also. But pay attention to how you talk to other people and what you say. Then try to take that and start using your right hand and left hand as an example. Again, with your right hand, if you're predominantly right, or if you're predominantly left, you start with your left hand to write the question. And you write the question, okay, I was having lunch with Jennifer. And Jennifer started talking about my work at work. And I could feel this anger coming up of who is she? And you write that basically down with your right hand. And then you ask the question, why was I responding and reacting this way? Where were these feelings coming from? And put it in the left hand to find out. You're going to discover again, and it's like a broken record, but it's a record that's been there for eons. You're going to find out that some way, somehow, you were taught how to respond and react the way you were feeling. Either by constantly being ridiculed of you're never right, or you overcompensating of I have to be right. There's details in the left hand or the answer that you're going to have to take a deeper look at. It really is. It appears to be complicated and hard when you first start doing this until after you get the hang of it. And once you get the hang of it, you can actually sit down within 3 or 4 minutes when you've got a situation that you're wanting to uncover and immediately go, oh, so this is going back to when this took place. So that gives you a timeline to start looking at of, okay, this no longer serves me. So my next step is how do I get rid of it? So this is a lot of uncovering and discarding so that you can get to who you really are. Pay attention to your talk. Again. And this will deal with your chakras. Your chakras will respond if you are aware enough today to experience it. I know when I'm working on a client, when I have a client on the table and we're talking about different things that are going on with them, there are certain chakras that when I'm there working or when I'm just running, you'll feel that energy. And a lot of times it'll be in the solar plex. There'll be like a little heartbeat that will be different from the heartbeat. It's really kind of funny that you realize that there's another energy that is taking place that has nothing to do with the heart. So pay attention to what you feel when you pay attention to what you're talking about or when you are in conversation with other people this week. Write that down. Play with it with your right hand and left hand. And please leave a comment, like the video, but more than anything, ask questions. You can text me in Facebook. and ask a question about what I'm talking about on the right hand and left hand, because it takes time to develop the ability to do this. Don't do it and then go, oh, well, I don't understand this. No, of course you don't understand it if you've never done it before. So please leave a comment, ask questions. I am more than open to having a conversation with people. I'm excited about people that are doing this and watching the results they are receiving. So in the meantime, I will see you soon. Hope you have a great day. And for all of us in the United States, stay warm. Canada, you're used to being cold. Us in the South are not. So anyway, stay warm. Have an awesome day. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much.